Did you know it's possible to felt without soap? It's not that common. Not many felt makers do felt without soap, but there are some who do. Now, because I'm curious and I like to test everything, I decided to do an experiment. So I had already tried felting something very, very simple like this, just to see what happened without soap, and it worked quite well. But I wanted to do something a bit more sophisticated, just a piece of flat felt without soap, and I thought I might as well film it and show you how it went. Now, it was pretty difficult to do. It was completely new for me, and I was surprised at how I had to be really creative, because what I usually do when I'm felting with soap just wasn't working. So anyway, without further ado, let me just show you how it went, and I hope you learned something with it and you're curious to experiment as well. So I've got a simple layout here. This is a 20 by 20 square, so this is in centimeters. I've used 4 grams. This is a 21 micron merino, and I've laid out 2 layers, and they are crisscrossed. So what we usually call the classical layout. Okay, so everything is ready, and now I will place my netting, and instead of adding water and soap as I usually do, I'll just add some water. Now we'll start seeing the differences straight away, because, for example, soap helps the water penetrate into the fiber, so that means it'll be a little bit more difficult to make the fiber soak up the water. And also, soap avoids having the fiber attached to your hands, so this is going to be slightly different. See how it's having trouble soaking up the water? It's a huge difference. I've tried felting without soap once, but I did a different kind of shape. It's the first time I'm making flat felt without soap, so it's going to be a bit of a surprise for me as well. I always work with soap. I'm going to try to remove this without lifting the fiber, which is also very difficult because there's no soap. Now I'm going to have to add more. There is a reason I work with soap. Maybe if you use the sander on this, maybe it'll be easier than massaging the fiber with your hands. I'm so tempted to go and get my soap. You can't believe it. Gosh, it's terrible. It's really difficult to do this. Now the wool seems to finally be absorbing the water. Still dry over there. I'm going to try to do something else. I'll cover this. Maybe this way it'll be easier. I'll roll it to see if I can make it. By agitating it like this, something happens, hopefully. still not completely wet through, which is absolutely incredible. This would never happen with soap. I don't quite know what to do because it behaves in such a different way from what I'm used to that it's like learning to felt all over again. I'm hoping that by agitating it like this, that it will start melting. We'll see. I'm going to try something else. Maybe I can make it felt quicker because nothing's happening. I'm going to use this to see if something starts happening, because I don't want to go and get my sander for such a small piece. You see, even when you rub it, your hand doesn't glide like it would when you're using soap. So it's like you have to agitate the whole thing like this. You can't, if you do this, you'll drag the whole piece of fiber. I'm going to try something else again. I'm going to use a rubber mat and start rolling directly to see if I can get something to happen this way. Let me see. So I don't need a core because I have this bit of mat that I can roll up like this. Maybe this will be the best system. So I'll be rolling for a while and see what happens. Okay, it looks like this will be my solution. So I'll turn the camera off for now because I'll just be rolling for quite some time. But I can see some shrinkage starting to happen. At least that's a good sign. And I don't have the problem of the wool attaching to my hands. So it looks like I've found the best method to felt it. See what happens if I roll it on itself. Nice. Have to do it carefully so that the fiber doesn't start moving out of place, but it does work. It's making me kind of nervous because the wool is lifting as I do this, so I'm really not sure what's going to happen. It's so weird. It behaves in such a different way from what I'm used to. Now the fiber is all lifting because of course the fiber is rubbing on itself and there's no, it doesn't glide as it would if there would be some soap on the surface. So it's really strange, but it's starting to felt. I can see that I can already pull on it, as you can see. So it is starting to felt. So I'll just go on for now, rolling it like this. Okay. So it's felted quite a bit, and now I'm going to finish it off by rolling it up in my towel. I've only been rolling in these last couple of minutes, the same way I was showing you before I turned off the camera. And now I'm doing the same thing, but in the towel, because it helps it tighten the felt up. So as you can see, it gives it this last bit of shrinkage that we want at the end. It's also pretty dry already. You see, in the end I'll press it with the iron to have it nice and flat. And so this is how much shrinkage I got. So it's about 1/3. So I'd say this is finished. Okay, so as you can see, it is possible to felt without soap. Will I start felting without soap from now on? No, I won't. For a couple of different reasons. First of all, it is a lot more work. Then you can see how the fiber is like lifted. A lot of fiber just came off. And that's because there was a lot of friction since the fiber was rubbing against the fiber without having the soap to make it glide. So because of all this friction, my felt became very furry. So I think that using soap gives you a better finish than this, in my opinion. See, it's all fuzzy. My felt is never fuzzy like this. And I think it just has to do with the fact that I didn't use any soap. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the video and you've learned something new as well. As always, my recommendation is that you give it a try and don't just watch the video, because then you don't learn as much. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week.